Hey everybody, welcome to episode 4 of Live at 5. Yep, come on in. I just want to get right into it. I'm late, I was rushing, so I apologize for that. But this episode is number 4, and it's called Is Your Community in Your Neighborhood? And a lot of us talk about building community, but what does that look like? What is community, right? And if you have a community, is that community in your neighborhood, or do you have to go outside of your neighborhood to connect with your community? Is your community online? Is your community even in your state? So for me, well, first let's get into what is community, right? Community is people who share common interests. So you can have different community, right? You can have your church community. Some people do have community in their neighborhood, right? But you could have like women's groups, school communities. They have parent groups, like I said, church groups. Some people, have several communities. I have a community of sister community. I have cousins that we communicate with each other on a regular basis. I also have a church community. So there's different community. And then your neighborhood is just where you stay, right? That's where you live. If some of us, can't pick our neighborhood, you live where you can afford to live. Rent and everything is so high. Or your neighborhood is like where you grew up. Maybe you never left that place, and then sometimes there's community that way. For me, like I lived in the project, so I grew up in Ruggles Street, so that was my community at the time. And I moved to different communities, and I moved to different neighborhoods and built communities in those neighborhoods as well. I'm just reading my notes so I could stay on track. And I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to be too long. So how do you build community, right? So you find community by finding people who share your interests, your goals, things that you want to do. And like if you have a church community, you will go and find people who share your same beliefs. If you have a hobby or sports that you like, you can go to different different sites and find people who share community with you, different organizations. What if I'm just looking over some questions. What if your neighborhood doesn't accept your community, or vice versa, right? So if I live in Braintree and, I want to have some kind of group, and it's just, not supported there. If they don't share those beliefs, it would be a hard time to build community in that area. What can you do if you don't have the community that you would like to in your neighborhood? So you can, put flyers up in your local grocery store or in, different areas where you may not see people who share your interests, but that doesn't mean they're not in your neighborhood. So how do you find people who share your common interests and goals? So I would post flyers, I would make posts, just go on different sites and see if, you can build a page and get followers or get people to join and do it that way. But yeah, create understandings, build relationships. And another question I put was what if you outgrow your community? So if you was like in a parenting group and your kids are big, or you had family, but people who you meet during sporting events, if your children are into sports or different school activities, what happens when they outgrow those sports? What are your interests now? Do you stay in touch with those people? And then build new communities. So like people who have, married women, or they're not married anymore, or, if you did negative things, you may have people that you hung out with and went clubbing with, or go, gambling or do different things with, and you may have outgrown those communities. And that's okay. But what do you do now? How do you stay connected? How do you meet new people? So you just have to get out and be brave and reintroduce yourself. For myself, like I said, I have a lot of communities. And I just, share some of my friends are, they're like, oh, that's you. I'm not into women empowerment. People do what they want to do. They make the choices they want to make. Or, some people will say, well, how do you hang with them? And they do X, Y, and Z. But my community serves its purpose in different areas of my life. Some people encourage me in ways that others can't. In the same way, because I've been through so many different phases or so many different neighborhoods or environments, I'm able to share my experiences and empower people, unite individuals that wouldn't normally communicate with each other based off of their own barriers or boundaries. And, they wouldn't communicate, or they feel like that person is not a fit for their community. So I can, I feel like I bridge a lot of gaps and bring people into spaces that they wouldn't normally be in, on both sides of the table. And that's another question, was what if you want to be part of a community but you're not accepted, or you join a community and it's not what you expected, right? So you see all these advertisements or posts, and you join a community and it's not what you expect. You don't have to stay within that space. You can share what you've witnessed or what you've learned based off of being inside of that space. From looking on the outside, you could share, you could share your thoughts, and I don't know, maybe they want to change or adapt your suggestions, and maybe not. And if not, then that's not the community or group or space for you. And you have the right to step away from that group. And if you have joined a group and you're not accepted, or, you're not treated fairly in that group, again, you could step away from that group and you can build your own group. You could build your own community. You could build your own table. So if you don't have community, build one or join one. Yeah, that's about it. I spoke on this in the last live, that I was going to have a women's group, a women's support group, coming April 4th. So I still haven't found the location, so it looks like we're going to be on Zoom, and that's 2 weeks away. So it's a support group for Black women. It's called I Am My Sister's Keeper, and we just want to, I don't know, have a space where Black women can come, leave your titles at the door and put your concerns on the floor. So get support, share resources, make connections, and build community. I think that for me, that's what was missing. And I don't know, like I said, I shared in groups in the past or in lives in the past. Like, I don't have a biological sister. And I just want to be what I wish I had coming up. So the goal would be eventually like to have, to be mentors and have mentees and empower the younger women, and we just learn from each other and build each other up and be supportive and protect each other and be what we didn't have. So those groups will be every first Thursday of the month from 6 to 8. And like I said, it's probably going to be mostly on Zoom. I haven't found a location, but that doesn't stop us from meeting. So I'll be posting the flyer after the live. So reach out to us, sign up, get involved. Let's create community. Thank you for the people who joined. Thank you for the people who will watch later. I appreciate your support, and I look forward to continuing to grow, build, and learn and get better at this thing. So you all have a good day, and thank you again.